Hello, welcome to our bit of yoga on the mat. We're going to start slightly differently in a child's pose today. If child's pose just isn't your favorite and you don't want to start there, of course you can be seated. If you are starting in your child's pose, let's go ahead and set that up here. So let your knees go a little bit wider if they want to go wider, your toes towards each other, and let yourself sink down in towards that child's pose. And there is absolutely every reason that you might want to have a prop underneath you. So if you do want something underneath you here, grab a cushion for your head or something to tuck underneath your torso. Let your head drop towards the ground. It does not have to land here. And in fact, I'm going to have mine slightly lifted just so that my voice doesn't get muffled. You can always stack your fists and find a place for your head to rest there if that feels helpful. And just giving yourself a moment to land into your practice today, to arrive on your mat, to notice that difference between whatever you've just been doing and beginning your practice. We're not going to be here too long in our child's pose. But sometimes starting lower or in our child's pose, maybe there's a bit more space to kind of reflect inwards or bring the awareness inwards here. Maybe noticing your breath. And with the thighs and the torsos meeting, maybe you can feel your breath more here. So if you can find slower, steady pacing of your breath, in and out. Great. You might close your mouth and start to breathe fully through your nose here. And then when you're ready, we're going to meet in our tabletop. So let yourself lift into that tabletop position. The knees come underneath the pelvis, hands underneath the shoulders, just taking a gentle wriggle out here. So this does not have to be exact. I am simply kind of swaying my hips left and right. You could do something similar. Maybe it's exactly the same. Maybe it's slightly different here. And then we'll find a moment to stretch our wrists. So option 1, rotate your hands outwards, rotate your fingers outwards so they find the edges of your mat. And if you're here, you might take a gentle sway left and right with the shoulders. Option 2, rotate your fingers towards your knees, listening into your wrists. If you're here, a gentle rock forwards and backwards. Or you can do a little bit of one and a little bit of the other. Eventually, let's meet with the fingers facing back forwards, and we'll take some cat-cows here. So belly drops down, looking forwards to find our cow pose. And then can you tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone around through the back of the body to find your cat. And we'll repeat that here. So inhaling into cow pose, looking forwards. Exhaling to find your cat pose. Inhaling, looking forwards. Exhale to find your cat. Twice more, inhaling, looking forwards. Exhale to find your cat. Inhale, cow pose, looking forwards. Exhale to find your cat. Fab. Let's come back to our tabletop. We're going to take our right foot off the mat. So the right foot rotates out to the right. The left leg goes long, and then the left hand lifts all the way up towards the sky here. So we should end up in a side plank with the right knee down. We're going to come up towards our gate pose here. So we're coming onto our right fingertips, and then we're lifting all the way up. Right hand keeps going. Left hand drops down onto the edge of your thigh. And then can we bring right hand all the way back down into our side plank with the option of the left hand reaching forwards here. And we're going to take that one more time. So the left hand lifts up towards the sky, all the way up into our gate pose. Right hand reaches up and over, and then coming down into our side plank. Left hand might reach forwards, and then option to stay here, or can you lift your left foot off the ground just for a moment? Great. And then bring your left hand and your left knee back down to the ground. Take a gentle wriggle of the hips side to side, that pelvis left right movement. We're going to repeat that to the other side here. So this time your left foot rotates off your mat, the right leg goes long. Let your right arm lift into the sky. So again, our side plank with the left knee down. So there's this stacking of the hands over our left hand. From here, can you come onto your left fingertips? Lift up into your gate pose. Left hand goes to the sky. Right hand comes down towards the edge of your thigh. And then can we come all the way back to our side plank? Right hand reaches up and over. And we'll do that one more time. So again, lifting up into our gate pose, left hand up and over. And then circling, left hand towards the ground, right hand reaches up and over. Option to stay here or to point your right toe and again, lift your right foot up. Breath in and out, bringing everything back to your tabletop. Taking 3 cat-cows. The inhale, dropping belly, looking forward, cow pose. Exhale to round through the back body, finding your cat. Inhaling to your cow pose, looking forwards. Exhaling to find your cat. Inhale, cow pose, looking forwards. Exhale to find your cat. Inhaling, cow pose, looking forwards, and then as you come to cat pose, can you hold there? So let your chin tuck, hands push in towards the ground, toes tuck here, and then lifting into your downward facing dog. As we often do, you might pedal out through the feet here, bending one knee, bending the other knee, looking roughly towards your toes. Great. And then from your downward facing dog, walking your feet up towards the top of your mat until you find your forward fold. Let your hands dangle towards the ground or take hold of opposite elbow here. Maybe a gentle sway left and a gentle sway right. From here, let your hands reach towards the ground, and can you slowly roll all the way up to standing? As you rise towards the sky, reach the hands up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, fold you forwards and down. Inhale, lifting halfway, hands to shins or knees. Exhale, folding down, and as you fall down, bring the inside of your feet parallel. Toes and heels are welcome to touch, or have a sliver of space between your feet. Start to bend your knees. Take your hands to behind you. We're going to come into our chair pose here. Can you sweep your hands forwards, push the knees forwards, and then lift into your chair pose. Hands can always go down to the heart. You can keep your hands high, or you can bring your hands to your hips. Let's take a breath in and out. Breath in, let the exhale fold you forward and down. From here, stepping your right foot back, let your right knee drop down, right toe untucks, pad your knee if you want to. Take both hands up toward the sky. Think about reaching your pinky fingers towards the sky, and then can you bring your hands down to your hips? We're going to lengthen through our front leg, and for me that means shuffling my front foot a little bit further forward so that my pelvis stays stacked over the right knee. Bringing your toes of the left foot back towards you, and you can stay nice and tall if you want to be nice and tall here, shoulders stacked over the hips, or you can start to take your torso forwards. Your hands can go towards your thigh, shin, or you can take your hands down towards the ground here. Again, let's take a couple of breaths in this space. Breath in and out. Wherever you've gone, bring the torso back up, planting that front foot, Back to our lunge. Hands reach up towards the sky. We're going to twist towards the left here. So left hand comes back, right hand goes forwards. You can keep your arms wide in this T shape, or you can bring your hand down to the outside, right hand down to outside of left knee, left hand rested around your hip. Think about looking over your shoulder here. Breath in and breath out. On your inhale, taking the hands back up towards the sky, looking forwards. Exhale, can you frame your foot with your hands? Keep your right hand to the ground. Take your left hand up towards the sky here. If you want more, tuck your right toe, lifting your right knee up. So take a breath in. Exhale, bring the left hand down, stepping to your plank pose. Left foot finds your right. You can take your chaturanga or gently lowering to the ground. Inhaling to your cobra, looking forwards. Exhaling, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, look forwards, walking your feet back to the top of your mat until you find your forward fold. Same thing, can we bend the knees, sweep the hands behind us. And then start to send your knees forward, send your hands forwards and up to the sky. Chair pose for the second time. Think about finding space around the front of the torso. So lifting up. And then again, can we fall forwards and down? This time, stepping your left foot back, dropping your left knee down, untucking your left toe, taking the hands back up towards the sky. Bringing the hands down to the hips, lengthening through that front leg. And again, you can shuffle your foot a little bit further forwards, toe pulls back towards you. Maybe you stay exactly where you are. Maybe you start to take that fold forward, hand to thigh, hand to ground. Maybe you have a prop and you want to take your hands down to your blocks here. And then can you slowly rise back up, plant the sole of that front foot, take the hands up towards the sky, twisting to the right this time. So left hand forward, right hand back. And again, you can keep your arms wide in this T shape or bring your hands down to knee and to hip. Think about looking over the shoulder here. On the inhale, hands come to center to the sky, torso faces forwards. Exhale, framing at front foot, so hands come down. Left hand stays grounded, right hand reaches to the sky, and again, you can keep your left knee down or tuck the toe, lift your left knee. From here, finding your plank pose, so the hand comes down, right foot steps back, lower to the ground. Inhaling into your back bend, exhaling to downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, take a moment to breathe. Maybe you re-pedal out through your feet. Maybe you stay exactly as you are. And then can you really slowly drop the knees back down, toes untucked, sitting back to kneeling and just taking a roll through the shoulders here. Breath in and breath out. We're going to take a back bend. We're going to use the hands to support ourselves in this back bend. If you want something under the knees, place a blanket under your knees, lifting your pelvis up, and you can have toes tucked or untucked, is up to you. But see if you can have the hands on the front of your pelvis to start with. Squeeze your glutes and notice that front of your pelvis pushing forwards, sliding your hands around to your lower back. So the palms are on your lower back and the fingers point down. Looking forwards. And then again, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. Think about drawing the shoulder blades together and then lifting the chest up towards the sky. You can keep your chin tucked or you can lift your chin to the sky. Just listen to your body, see what it wants to do here. Does not have to go far at all. Breath in, breath out. Keep pushing pelvis forwards, keep lifting through the chest. And then can we gently tuck the chin, bring the hips all the way back towards the heels. Take the hands forwards and then slide it all the way down to our child's pose. So your knees can be together or wide. Let yourself sink back down towards your child's pose. Maybe your forehead lands. Maybe it stays where it is. Taking 5 slow, steady breaths here. And then from your child's pose, slowly lifting your torso up, we're going to come round to our seat. So moving yourself around into your seat, cross-legged seat might be the place to go here. Of course, you can choose a different seat if you want to take a different seat. I'm going to take a twist just before we close here. So rather than taking the hands to the sky, think tall spine. Your left hand go behind you, right hand comes round towards your left knee. Stay looking forwards for a moment and see if the torso can move around. And then slowly take your chin round over your left shoulder. Gently finding the center. And we'll do the same. So the chin stays forwards, right hand goes behind you. Left hand finds right knee. Use your hands, bring your torso around. And then can you take the chin around towards that right shoulder? Breathing here. Coming back through to center. Let your hands land wherever they need to land. Let the eyes soften, or you could close your eyes down for a moment. Breathing here. Breath in and out. And you're welcome to stay there as long as you need. I'm going to close our practice now by bringing hands to my heart. If you're joining, you might send a thank you to yourself for being with your practice today. And we'll close our practice here today. Thank you again for joining. See you soon.